But there are multiple steps in finding the so-called best note-taking app. So in this video, we'll talk about the very first one that you can take to decide if you want to use Obsidian, Notion, Screental, Heptabase, Tana, or even the very good and old pen and paper. So let's get started. So the first step is what we call in software design requirements gathering, which really just a way to say what is it that you want a note-taking app for, okay? So is it for learning? Is it for writing, support your writing? Do you want it for create a catalog of things? Or do you want maybe to keep a history of your meetings? Or do you want to keep track of a project, a temporal, and maybe tracking of the resource that you use for a project? So what is it that you want an app for, okay? In a more high level. And then when you think more about requirements gathering, okay, I have this goal that you want to support, this very big thing, but how does it look like in practice? What are the things that the app needs to have? And that's where I would like to invite you to think of what I call the PKM Pyramid. So let's climb the PKM Pyramid. Rather than ask, what's the best note-taking app to be transported to the very top of the pyramid? Let's go back to the base and climb step by step, okay? So the first one is to think, what is the mindset that you want the app to support? Do I want now just to express my thoughts? Or now I want to extract different ideas? Or perhaps now I want to put them into order, create an outline for my writing. Now I want to actually write paragraph by paragraph. How do I add it? Like, what are the steps? What are the ways of thinking that go into the process of whatever it is that you have, the writing, the learning, whatever it is, okay? Now that I know the mindsets that I want the app to support, the way of thinking that I want the app to support, how does this way of thinking apply in practice? What are the actual steps? What's the process that I will use? What are the methods, okay? So the method is like, how can I have this way of thinking and apply in practice? What is step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, okay? That guided by that mindset. Now that I have a process, now it's finding the time, okay, what's the best app that will work for my processes? That will work for my way of doing things, that works in the way of thinking that I want to apply, okay? That's the moment where I say, okay, which type of app is that? You can start by, rather than focusing, is this app or that app or which one of these 1000 apps, you can start to think, do I want a traditional note-taking app with just pure text, documents of text, and that's enough for me? Do I want to have a database app where it's more like a list, a sequence of things and may have properties for each of those things? I want to reorder the list in different ways. I want to search for different things in that list, okay? Is it perhaps a visual app? Okay, either visually taking notes, like you draw things, there is drawings, or visual organization of notes. You can put notes in the space, maybe give them color, give them arrows. Or do I want maybe a network and note-taking app, which I have a small piece of information, they are connected to each other, so I can navigate from piece of information to another piece of information. So which broader categories of apps do I need for my specific use case? And then you can start looking to them. So having your requirements, you can start searching at least for one app, give it a try for some time, and try to find the points of friction, to find what are the things that I like and what are the things that I don't like. What are the mindsets that this app is giving me that it's kind of causing friction with my way of thinking, or the way that I want to think. So should I change my way of thinking? Would it be better? Or is it better that I change the app? Okay. So at the end of the day, you discover that most of the time the app is not the problem. Okay. The problem is in our way of thinking. The problem is that we never stop to think about the mindset that we want to support. We don't think if our method is a good method or is a method that is actually wasting our time. And then we always look for the app, hoping that the app will give us a solution out of the box. Okay, so I would say the first step in choosing the best note-taking app for you is giving a step back, think about the mindset and methods that they will give the requirements of what are the features that my best note-taking app should have. Take some time now, stop whatever you are doing, stop scrolling YouTube, watching YouTube, take a piece of paper and then write it down. What are the things that you want your app to support? Then you can start thinking about what's the app that you want. So my name is Bianca Pereira, and if you want to chat a little bit more about sense making, personal knowledge management and research skills, make sure to check my next video.